So, good morning. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sir John Bacchus. My name is Duca Manuel A. Jimeno, and I will be talking about the JSP, or the software that helps in statistics. So, uh, the very first thing you want to do is use Microsoft Excel. Be sure to have it downloaded in your laptop or computer. I personally don't have a laptop, so I'm just using computer. And you want to already input the data. The data was already sent to the VBL, so I have it here. Be sure to save it at ESB UTF-8, comma delimited.csv. So we already have that. We already have our data ready. Be sure to download it at .csv. Now, the first thing we want to do is download JASP. Once we download JASP, we can go to this top left corner where we can go down Open, Computer, and then go to Documents. We can then open our Excel file. This supports the data, and we already have it here. This is our data. Tensile strength, tensile type. I chose to label it like this for easy access. So the very first thing we need to talk about is the hypothesis. So since we're only given a tensile strength and a tensile type with two groups and their various data, we can then infer that this is a study about two designs. It's about comparing two designs. So our hypothesis would be, for the null hypothesis, is there is no significant difference for the tensile strength in tensile type A and tensile type B. And for our alternative hypothesis, it will be there is a significant difference for the tensile strength in tensile type A and tensile type B. Now, we can then analyze this data using descriptives. So for descriptives, all we need to do is click on it on the top bar, descriptives, click it, left click. After that, we're then given our groups. Now we need to make sure to do the right thing here. It's actually a little complicated. So you want to be able, well, it depends on how you arrange your data. But since we already arranged it like this, we know that this column houses the two groups and this has the pure data in it. So we can just try to split it. We need to make sure that the type splits, and we need to make sure that the data stays. So what we can do is we can split this, split, and we can set this as variables. That way we can easily calculate, the software itself will calculate the values we need. So we have the mean, the standard deviation, with the min and maximum. If you're having trouble finding whatever you need to find, there are other options down here. You just have to click this, statistics, click it. And then we have here, central tendencies, the quantiles, the distribution, dispersion. You can check this and it adds a mode. You can select this, median, and then it adds a median. Depends on what you want, really. Sorry about that. So then we can go for our t-values, p-values. So for that, we need to go to the t-test. It's right next to the descriptives. Just click it. Now there's two types. We have the classical and the Bayesian. Usually we would always just use the classical one. So for this type, since we need to identify which tool we need to use, given the data, we can almost certainly say that's an independent samples t-test. So we can click that. And then we're given, kind of like the descriptives one, two choices, which is the grouping variable, which is dependent variable. Same thing, the tensile type houses the two groups, the type A and type B. while the tensile strand houses the data. So therefore, this will be our grouping date variable, and this will be our dependent variable. After that, it will automatically calculate the t-value, the degrees of freedom, and the p-value. So for our t-value, we have negative 1.668, degrees of freedom, which is 98, and p-value, which is 0.99. Since the p-value is greater than 0.05 or greater than a 5% error, then that concludes that we failed to reject the null hypothesis and favored the alternative hypothesis. Uh, yes, so in conclusion, this type of data shows that there is uh, no significant difference between the tensile type A and tensile type B, as we fail to reject the data. Now overall, I would say that JSP is actually quite helpful in calculating. It won't be that stressful to calculate. You also won't have to worry about mistakes unless your data itself is a mistake. Overall, I think it's a pretty good app, and I do wish we can use it more. That'll be all for today. Goodbye.